All right, everybody, welcome back to Occult Perspectives. As you can see, we're not on our normal spot. Normally, I've been filming these newer videos back in our bedroom, but I'm out in the living room right now. Just because the lighting is a little better out here today, and still don't have the room completely set up the way I would like it. So we're gonna have to wait on that. Today, I had a little bit of trouble picking out a topic. It's been a great day so far. A little off at first, but just a little bit ago I got done doing my meditations and my rituals, and I feel super good. It's amazing how certain techniques and practices and ceremonial magic and such is accumulative. So as you're adding more onto it, if you already do, say, the lesser banishing ritual, the pentagram, once you start adding more onto it, such as the middle pillar, you'll notice the energy kind of builds and your connection with the divine becomes closer and closer. And now, the lesser banishing ritual, the pentagram, the middle pillar, and adding the lesser banishing ritual of the hexagram on there, the amount of energy that you build up is so powerful. I had a couple moments, well, the whole time, really, I just felt so connected. I felt so tuned in. I was really connected with my own higher self and that which I know to be God, which it was kind of revealing or revelatory to me as I realized that, I am, a co-creator, so to speak. I am one with the creator, having this particular physical manifested experience. So that was really cool. So today it's been a breath of fresh air. I just wanted to get, for the video today, get into some more Kabalah notes that I had worked on previously from modern magic. And then maybe just get into some general talk. We don't always have to work on books on this channel. If there's something like life lessons, you want to talk about, or we can just I can just sit here and chat and talk about some particular subject. One of the things that I know I work on, and a lot of people probably work on, are like insecurities and jealousy and stuff like that. Every day gets so much better. We work and transmute ourselves. Today is a full moon too. So me and some of my friends in our group chat that we got going on Facebook, it's a private group chat. It's not like a public page or anything. But one of my buddies on there, he gave his blessings and I gave my full moon blessings. That may the false darkness be cast away. From this day henceforth, and just really work on moving forward and not be focused on what happened, because we're in the now. This is the reality. Now is the reality. Everything that existed before is just a memory. And Damien Coles also just posted a video recently on the power of now. I highly recommend you check out that video. That's a really good one. He makes a lot of major points in there. He cites and references some really good books in there. So go check out Damien Coles. His channel is fantastic. He's kind of similar to what I'm doing on this channel, but he's super advanced and adept, and I'm pretty new, relatively speaking, in terms of this path. I've probably been on the spiritual path pretty heavily for about 4 or 5 years now. And I think he's had some trials, and he's been on that journey for a long time now. The dude just has so much information. I really look up to him. And he's more of an authority figure on things, whereas I just kind of collect information and then give it to you guys. So for now, I may change off course, but for now, let's just get into modern magic. And I'll go over some of the notes that I had, continuing probably from the last video that I did on the lesser banishing ritual of the hexagram. Oh gosh, there's like 3 or 4 flies in here today, and they just won't go away. I don't even know how they got in here, because I didn't have the door open for that long. Alrighty. So from the last video, the Lesser Banishing Ritual of the Hexagram, I had done some additional notes on the Kabalah after that. And then on the video before that, I think I did the Solar Adorations, a video on that. I'd like to finish up Zelda too. I need to go through my notes, review the other videos, kind of see which information I've already given, and then highlight and keep all the notes for the information that I need to relay in these videos. A lot of these notes are just kind of scribbled and rough, so I'm probably just going to kind of get rid of them after these videos are done, because the videos kind of consolidate and condense the information a lot better than what my handwritten notes can do. And I prefer to do handwritten notes versus working on a computer nowadays. Sometimes computers are really handy, like you'll need them for some things, but they seem to have brought me a lot more stress than anything else over the years. So, I mean, while they're a great tool, as with everything else in the physical realm, probably most other realms too, until we reach ultimate unity consciousness, is duality. You know, you're going to have one and the other, you know, the light and the shadow. Okay, so we're on page 64. So the word Kabalah, it comes from the Hebrew word that means to receive. And this implies that the Kabalah is a received doctrine, that is, received from God. It also means that it is given by one person and received by another, usually in an oral manner. This kind of reminds you of the mystery school traditions, you know, Freemasonry, whatever else. Thus, the true Kabalah was an oral secret tradition, which for thousands of years was jealously guarded from the profane. You know, nowadays it's all kind of, everything's out of the box. You know, if you really want to go out and find it, the information, you know, you can probably find it. The internet allows us to do that. Like the tarot, as we mentioned before, there is a historical and a mythological version of the story. All right, what are the things that I want to see? History, read all the way to the first paragraph. Okay, so this whole section, I wrote in my notes to read this entire section, so this must be pretty good. The Kabalah was a secret science known to the angels and to God before the creation of the universe. After Adam and Eve fell from grace in the Garden of Eden, an angel taught the wisdom to Adam so that grace and purity might be regained. This is a really interesting synchronicity. We've been talking a lot about synchronicities in our group chat. And since it's reaching the full moon, you know, we're going to see a lot more, probably, you know. I'm getting good energies from this full moon. It's an Aries full moon, and then we go into Taurus tomorrow. But I'm getting overall good energies, you know, a lot of moving on, acceptance, you know, releasing whatever we don't need anymore. So, where was I? The synchronicity I was going to mention. Sorry, I got off track. Me and my fiance, we were just talking about Adam and Eve last night. And how, you know, I was joking with her. I was like, you know, the story's just so metaphorical, it's symbolic, but then it kind of isn't as well. Even if you're, you know, viewing it from the aspect of like Enki and Enlil, it's still not just a metaphorical story, but, you know, it's the whole thing of knowledge. You know, we're curious beings. If we were just in eons and eons and eons of pure, you know, just being free in the garden, we'd get curious though. You know, we would think, you know, what is that fruit? Because we didn't really know better. You know, once we purify ourselves and return to the garden, we'll understand why, you know, next time. But originally we didn't know. We were beings that didn't really know any better. So with the fruit, you know, with knowledge comes knowledge of not only of good, but also of evil. So then now you have to deal with both. It's the dualities, you know, black and white, up, down, left, right, in and out. But the idea, from my opinion, in ceremonial magic and esoteric studies in general, is to, as much as possible, especially with the study of the Kabalah, to all of these dualities, to reconcile them, you know, and to come back to unity consciousness and stay in that state of being as much as we can while being here and also being physical beings. Because the more conscious we are of not only where we are, but like what could, try to disrupt this for us, possible triggers or whatever. If something does arise, we don't have to accept the paradigm that it does. We're going to continue to push for the paradigm that we want, for the paradigm of peace, love, and transcendence. And anything that's exterior, that's an outer expression, as they say in the Saint Germain I Am things, that's just, it can be dealt with and, hold off. That's, I can love you and respect you from where you are, but, you don't bring that, we're not going to bring that energy into the inner sanctum. We're going to have to transmute that and purify it before we can, we all have to work on it. We all have our own darknesses. I most definitely do. I never want to come off in like such a condescending way that I feel like I'm better or I feel like I know more. I'm just showing like my opinions and my perspectives and sharing them. I'm getting off track again, which I tend to do. So we were talking about after Adam and Eve fell from grace in the Garden of Eden, the angel taught the wisdom to Adam so that the grace and purity might be regained. And this kind of calls to mind, in Dante's Inferno, Purgatorio, and Paradiso. It's the journey of the soul, the transmigration of the soul, rising, to grace once again. He's working through the realms. We could equate that to moving up the tree of life too. It's all the planets, that Dante has to, well, it would technically go, yeah, and then it goes up this way, and it's like the lightning bolt, oh, it goes here, and then it goes, or wait, nope, this way, yeah, it's easy to get lost as you work your way up to source, I suppose. That's why it's, this is the path of mildness, is the path in the center, so, and, it's a very linear way, but there's many ways back to source. We all make our way back to source one way or another, even if it takes, millions and millions of years of burning off negative karma and such. So this wisdom, we're getting back to the book, so that purity may be regained. Notice similarities here between this story and that of Prometheus, who brought fire or divine wisdom to the human race. And I was just talking to Casey this morning also about how fire is like the primordial element. If we're looking at the 4 archetypal worlds, I think that's pronounced Atziluth. Atziluth. It's the world of emanation, which correspondences are the element of fire, the lion, and it's equated with sight. And it's the archetypal world. The second world is the world of creation, Bria. Water. Correspondences are water, eagle, and hearing, and it corresponds to patterns. The world of formation, Yetzirah. The element of air corresponds with air, man, as in the 4 animals of Ezekiel's vision, which in ceremonial magic, the lesser banishing ritual, the pentagram and such, the man, the correspondence of air, and the sense of smell. And then the world of substance, Asaya, earth, bull, touch. So this is material, so form. So that makes sense, Malkut here on the bottom of the tree of life, which is where we currently are. Our bodies are here, we're having these physical experiences, and we're so blessed to be able to, have that, and especially with the knowingness that we come from that source and that we're all part of this divine consciousness. This is a hydrogenator, by the way, that turns your H2O. It takes the water molecules, and normally they're in a disruptive pattern, and it puts them together in a cohesive manner that's more like sacred geometry, and it's supposed to be called H3O, I guess. I don't remember ever being taught about that in school, but it's a super interesting topic. Hydrogenator, I think is how you say it, and you can buy them on Amazon for like $50. Back to the angel knowledge. We were talking about Prometheus. We got to this chart because we were talking about fire being the first element. Prometheus, who brought fire or divine wisdom to the human race. I wonder which story came first, or if both are reinterpretations of earlier myths. So we're comparing the Garden of Eden story, the angel teaching Adam and then Prometheus, who brought the fire to the human race. So that he's equating those two. This knowledge Adam passed on to his sons, but was later forgotten or lost. After the deluge, God not only gave the rainbow as a sign of his covenant with humanity, but also instructed Noah and his sons in the secret knowledge. But as before, the knowledge was eventually forgotten or lost. You may by now be seeing a trend developing for the reception and loss of the secret knowledge. Angels instructed Abraham in this wisdom. He, in turn, instructed Isaac, and from there it went to Jacob. But during the captivity in Egypt, it was again lost. The knowledge was next recovered by Moses. Moses, so the story goes, spent 40 days on top of Mount Sinai, and traditionalists wish us to believe that all he obtained from God was 2 stone tablets with the Decalogue and 10 Commandments on them. The mystical interpretation is that the first time Moses went up, he received the secrets of the Kabalah from God, but destroyed them upon his return and seeing the people involved in idol worship. He returned to the top of the mountain, but now God would not allow Moses to share the secrets of the Kabalah with the common people. Instead, like little children, the name children of Israel is very appropriate in this context. They were told what they could and could not do in the form of the 10 Commandments and the other 603 laws of the Torah. So this kind of equates to, okay, so there's always an esoteric and an exoteric interpretation. Usually general, understandings of religion, not the deeper, digging into it and such. That's the exoteric or the external form. And that's what the 10 Commandments and these other rules were. Now, the true science was kept, Moses held on to that. He, it was kind of transmitted into him, through the Word of God. And we were talking about the oral tradition before, so I think there's a lot of importance in that. And Moses kept that for certain initiates and such. So that information was kept esoteric. It was kept concealed from the profane. Well, this video is not too long today. It's only about 17 minutes now, a little over 17 minutes. I think I am going to go ahead and wrap it up. Sorry it's not a super long video. I just wanted to make sure that I did a video today. I want to keep these going. I enjoy them. I guess I need to work on my Zelda notes, and I have a lot of other notes that are ready to go. I just need to do some videos and such, but I've been staying pretty busy. Just trying to, work on peace of mind, keep to my practices, keep the meditation, loving family, trying to love everyone as unconditional as I can, even though it becomes difficult at certain times when we have to go into the outside world. People like me and a lot of my friends were like recluses to a certain point. A lot of my friends that are somewhat recluse are even a little more open, than me. Sometimes I just, I want to remain, kind of to myself and such. I was able to do some guitar today, so that was pretty cool. I felt pretty productive today. But yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. I hope everyone's doing well. My prayer and my hopes for this full moon is that, we are here. Whatever's happened to you in the past, it's okay. You're forgiven. It's not me. I'm not saying whatever your struggle is, Source understands you. Source knows. And everything in the universe, it's like this constant recycling machine, and we're all one. It's not a machine, it's organic at the end of the day. It's all because it is Source. This is the manifestation. This is the beauty. And if we look at fractals and we look at sacred geometry, it's all just changing all the time, and we're all part of this, amazing story. And sometimes, through studying and getting too much in the left brain stuff, the books, we tend to, we can get lost in, burying our faces in study and trying to have perfect ritual work and perfect whatever else. But, sometimes just take a breath and just learn to enjoy life. And my prayer and hopes for today and from every day moving forward, is that everyone has a prosperous, abundant life manifesting the things that they want to, and that we remain peaceful and we learn to love each other, learn to respect each other, regardless of whatever's happened, or, it's, we're all in this together. Even though we may not be able to perceive it, we're all part of one continuous flowing thing that never dies. A lot of people in my town just had, we knew somebody who had passed recently, and it was very sad. I mourned, I cried a bit, but it's just this whole transformation. I'm not even going to call it, I don't even like to use the word death, but we're all moving through this together. It's not like we're alone, and let's just learn to enjoy the now, because what the mysteries, these mystery school traditions make us realize is that at the end of the day, the physical death, it's only a temporary part of the experience, and we move on. So that's why the initiate, he dies, when he goes into something like the Eleusinian mysteries, back in the day, or the Pythagorean mystery schools, going from ancient masonry and stuff like that. Once you've gone through ego death, it's not a literal death. We transform, we transmute, and then we move forward. Because, if time is so fleeting, we must be here in the now. We have to learn to enjoy and to appreciate and to be genuinely respectful to one another as we go forward in this journey. And that is my wish for everyone, is that we move forward and are able to do that. I have rambled long enough. I wish you all peace and love. You all take care now.